Welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric. Today we're going to take a look at the night POV test drive in this 2022 Hyundai Veloster N with the dual clutch transmission. But before we get going, let's take a brief look at the exterior before we get started. During this night POV test drive, we're going to take a look at the headlights and the automatic headlights, as well as going for a little bit of a launch control test if we get it activated. Apparently it's a little finicky, but we'll see. This is with the exhaust in the quiet mode, and you can still hear it burble quite a bit. So there worked some magic here on this Veloster N in terms of how it sounds. But yeah, that's what we're going to do in this drive. We have two more POV test drives, one on the highway where we test assist systems, such as like the lane centering, adaptive cruise control and all that, and one in the city where we go through a bit of the different drive modes and test how smooth it is to drive. But for all my thoughts, make sure to click in the top right hand corner for my full review, where we talk about the exterior, the interior, see how it drives in very many ways and compare it to the competition. Let's get in there. We're gonna leave one light on just so you can see. And in these POV test drives, I really don't give you too much of an opinion on the vehicle. That's mostly reserved for the review. Okay. Let's put it into N custom. Which is the exhaust opened up, the engine more aggressive, but the transmission and the steering in regular mode, as well as the suspension, because this gets punishing in N mode, I can tell you that. Enable the high beams, and there they go. We got halogen high beams, no LED high beams here in this Veloster N, unfortunately. So you can see kind of the mix of the bluish, very cold light of the regular headlights, and then the halogen lights coming in with their warmer yellowish light. But let's see how quick it turns on. There you go. Our halogen lights are back on. So it's decently quick with the with enabling and disabling them depending on traffic ahead. So we have to be a little careful here on this road, because the first 200 feet are for some reason not cleared. It gets the road is entirely clear, and I think almost dry in the end. But this early part here is a little sketchy, so we have to go in the opposite lane, especially with our low little Veloster. Bit of understeer, and then try to go to the right hand side. Go. Okay, more snow. No idea what these guys are doing. Maybe the same thing I was planning on doing. But we're definitely not going to do an acceleration run next to another car. Gotta keep it safe at all times. But yeah, we can compare the headlights here in a second. Just want to make sure that we have a stretch of road where we can actually see them. had quite a bit of snow recently, just in case you're wondering. Okay, this should be fine. So let's disable the automatic ones and let's compare. So this is just the regular headlights, then high beams. As you can see, they're not instantaneous in terms of turning on and off because, like I said, they're halogens. LEDs would just be snap on, snap off, snap on, snap off. These are not. But let's go for a quick acceleration one. We got to go into N mode. And then we have to go for this. Performance options. Activate. It's set to 3500. It's probably way too high. But apparently you have to mash the throttle and the brakes at C. There you go. Okay, it's decent. And go for a brake test. Very little grip here, but decent. Okay, this was activated. Wonderful. So even though we have, okay, let's go into N custom because I don't want it to hold revs. Even though we have pretty terrible conditions, it honestly did pretty well. Did pretty well in terms of acceleration and deceleration. Let's turn right here. Okay, and let's turn off these lights just so we can have a bit of a look. And also let's for a second put this into regular driving mode so we don't have the loud exhaust. Can maybe shift around a little. Nothing too fancy. Just the DCT is pretty quick, which is nice. Go back to normal driving mode. Now we can turn the high beams back on. That's the tree that went down. Good to know. Okay, but with that, I think we're gonna end this night POV test drive. Just a bit of an impression of the car and like different scenarios. Go back to N custom though, because we like the exhaust when it's loud, because that makes our monkey brain happy. And yeah, like I said, we have a full-on review about this Veloster N just in the top right-hand corner at the beginning of the video, and somewhere on your screen probably right now. And as always, remember that I upload videos pretty much every single week, and we review every car that's on the market, or at least try to get as many as we can, from like budget cars to hot hatches to sports cars and trucks and everything in between. So yeah, if you like cars and like car reviews, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.